What's up, YouTube? PokePrimer here, proud and ready to deliver you Week 6 of the Elite Battle League, the EBL, here on the channel. And before we get too far in, I just want to give a quick shout out to Zug, the commissioner of the league, the owner of the league. He at some point ended up getting an actual logo made, the one you see in the thumbnail here, and let me, scoop it up to use for my thumbnails, instead of the hand-drawn ones based upon the old way the logo was designed, the very basic, like, pre-actual logo design. So shout out to him for that, making our thumbnails look hella dope, starting as of last episode. I may even go back and, edit and change the thumbnails for the earlier weeks prior to that, so that I can have really dope thumbnails on those as well. But we'll see, depending on my mood. Might do it. But this week we are taking on the other potential team we would have taken over if as a replacement. There were two potential teams that would have been needed to be taken over. He wasn't sure whether the guy running this team, or the team that I'm facing this week, was going to be leaving. He wasn't sure. So he didn't want to just promise me the team and then have the guy just be like, oh yeah, I'm still here. No, but he, then obviously the coach who was running my team dropped, because he's a scrub, and, then the person who was running the other team got kicked because he was non-active. He just never showed up to anything anymore, so he left, and then, we got a new coach for it, and, he goes by the name of, I don't know. I just don't know, man. I just don't know. I don't know. But the team name is the Menlow Magbys. Nice and Menlow Magbys. And they have a very an interesting roster. Very interesting roster. That was almost my roster. Kind of crazy, right? And that roster consists of Z Combuskin, Luxio, Mienfoo, Alolan Sandshrew with potential of Eviolite, Totodile with Eviolite, Alolan Vulpix with potential Eviolite, Z Magikarp with potential Eviolite, Gabite, and then the rest of the mons also have potential for Eviolite, being Charmander, Starly, and Stuffle. Now, a lot of interesting things with this team. First things first, he's got Combuskin, which is a speed booster. We did just get rid of Torchic, and it's honestly not much faster. It's actually, I think, only 10 base points faster than Torchic, which is hilarious. But he does have that thing, which can be a huge threat to our team, so I'm definitely going to have to be very careful in how we deal with that. He has Luxio, which is going to be kind of bulky. Electric type can be kind of a problem. Totodile can set up Dragon Dances and Sweep Us, which is also a threat. Massive threat. Magikarp. Z Magikarp is probably not that annoying. Probably not that big of a deal. If he brings Magikarp, that's kudos to him for actually bringing Magikarp. I'll have to scout out his battles and see if he brings Magikarp at all, and kind of watch and check out his playstyle and see what he does. So, cool shit. But yeah, he's got the Magikarp. So Gabite is his fastest mon, base 82 speed. Bit of a threat because Gabite hits really hard. Scarf Gabite can be annoying for our team, but we have ways of beating a Scarf Gabite. If he's not Scarf Gabite, we can also find other ways of beating it. Like, we can definitely beat it if it's an SD variant, and Silent One, and so forth. Mienfoo with Regenerator is annoying. He also has the Hail Core of Alolan Sandshrew and Vulpix, but I can definitely take care of that because of one of our newest members being a legend. But without any further ado, let's get into the team. The first one we're bringing this week is fully physically defensive Eviolite, Derp the Slowpoke, with Regenerator, obviously Scald, Psychic, Slack Off, and Thunderwave. Now, the reason we're bringing this is one particular thing: Combuskin. Combuskin Dual Stab cannot touch this mon, and if it's going to try to touch it at all, it has to be through a Z move. Fully physically defensive Eviolite Slowpoke takes max 50 point something % from an, I believe it's either Jolly or Adamant, Electrium Z Thunder Punch, which is the strongest Z move potentially outside of maybe Bloom Doom. Hold up, we're about to do some learning. It doesn't get Solar Beam. Ha 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 ha, that's great. That is actually great, because that means that this thing literally has no potential Z moves that can OHKO me. Unless it brings Z Fling, won't touch us. Z Fury Cutter, more than likely, won't touch us. If Z Thunder Punch isn't breaking us, then I don't think there's any Z that this thing can have that can break through our Slowpoke, which is super awesome. So Slowpoke pretty much just walls Combusken outright. We have the Thunder Wave because not only does it wall Combusken, but this thing also walls Alolan Sandshrew. Completely walls it. It can't touch us. Even like with things like Earthquake, it can't hurt us at all. And then this thing's going to be spreading Thunder Waves. And the reason I'm spreading Thunder Waves is because, you know, he's got Speed Boosting Combusken. He's got Dragon Dancing Totodile. He's got Slush Rushing Alolan Sandshrew. He's got things like Mienfoo, which hit really, really hard and are fast. He's got a lot of mons that are very, very fast. The only things I can't see wave are the Luxio and the Gabite. The rest of his team's not super fast, but they're all around the same speed tier, around like the 60-65 range. And like outside of Haunter and Staravia and Blitzel, actually, and we have a lot of mons over that, but we're not bringing a lot of mons over that, so I want to make sure to slow down the mons that are over that. So we're going to be putting that T-Wave on a lot of things. Slack Off is just there to keep ourselves healthy, and then we just have the Scald and Psychic. Scald hits pretty much everything on this team, you know, that I really want to hit. Can potentially get the burns on some of the physical attackers, which is really nice. Then we just have Psychic as a way of just hitting the Totodile if we can paralyze it, or just a way of breaking the Mienfoo faster, / the Combust... Yeah, more so the Mienfoo faster. And the Stuffle. Stuffle's annoying. Stuffle, I don't want to deal with Stuffle. Stuffle's going to be a pain in the ass, because that Fluffy ability is going to be annoying to deal with, but I have my way around the Fluffy ability. Speaking of my way around the Fluffy ability, we are making his debut finally, since he was added to the team this past week. We have Bacon Bits. The Pig Knight actually decided to make him shiny this week because he looks super dope as a shiny. With Thick Fat holding the Charcoal, Flamethrower, Will-O-Wisp, Superpower, and Stomping Tantrum. 252 HP, 228 attack with a Brave Nature, then we put 28 into speed. Anyway, now, couple things about this set. First of all, we have Flamethrower over like Flare Blitz or Fire Punch or something like that. I'm going to test this theory. I want to make sure that this is actually something that is smart. Because I believe in the long run, due to the Fluffy ability and such, Stuffle can actually really do a number on us. So give it the Eviolite. Max HP. Let's just give it, instead of Stomping Tantrum, let's give Fire Punch. Yeah, see, just with max HP alone, obviously it depends on the defensive investment they decide to go for. Flamethrower versus Fire Punch just doesn't make sense. Flamethrower actually just does more, even though we are more attack invested. The Fluffy counteracting the Fire Punch and everything, it definitely works against it. Even if it's and Flare Blitz, I don't want a chance because like look how little it it does a lot. It does 68 to 81%, which is great. But I'd rather have a consistent Flamethrower that will do a significant amount of damage versus a damage that or a move that hurts me as well, while the Stuffle can maybe KO me back. So I'd rather not take that chance. So that's why I'm running the Flamethrower with the Charcoal, because it allows me to beat the Stuffle without really taking any unnecessary risks. We have the Will-O-Wisp. The Will-O-Wisp is important because of what actually switches into this mon, besides the Combuskin. But Combuskin I'm not worried about because I'm Bacon Bits. I'm better than him. The Will-O-Wisp is for the Totodile, more so, and the Gabite, which can switch into this thing pretty easily. Just kind of want to burn those things. It's also kind of why we're running the 28 in our speed, because yes, we are in. We're actually running the 20 in speed because this allows us to outspeed the Stuffle, which is cool. So we will outspeed Stuffle and burn the Stuffle and kill the Stuffle. But Will-O-Wisp will burn things like the Totodile, things like the Gabite, which are very, very potent physical threats that I want burned as soon as I possibly can. And he doesn't have a Cleric or anything on his team to clear those away, so we could definitely benefit from those burns as well. Superpower, I just wanted the Fighting type stab this week. I wanted to be able to punch through his Ice Core because this thing just shuts it down. I mean, I don't know if Alolan Sandshrew gets Earthquake. It does get Earthquake, but and Aqua Tail actually, kind of funny. They're non-stab, and I'm not as worried about them with Bacon Bits because Bacon Bits is a bulky boy. And Superpower will just blow through it, and like essentially, if he ends up in a situation where he has to bring those mons in, either of those mons in, he has to either choose to sack one or feed me another mon to my Superpower. That's essentially what he has to go for. Like, he has to either let me kill his Vulpix or his Sandshrew with the Superpower and then try to bring the other one in, try to bring the Sandshrew in. Because he can't really do anything about me just clicking Superpower on it. Lastly, we have the Stomping Tantrum, because we don't learn Earthquake. Stomping Tantrum is a way of kind of touching the Luxio a little bit. Also kind of helps us against the Charmander / Combuskin. Just gives us something super effective to hit those mons with, which is really, really nice to have in this match. Next mon we're bringing is one of our MVPs, Vermilion the Floette, bringing fully physically offensive with Kebia Berry. Ability does not matter. The reason we're bringing this is because of Gabite, because this thing can switch into Gabite okay-ish. It's going to really depend on what kind of set he's running, but if we can get in safely on the Gabite, we might have to sack something, honestly. But if we can get in safely on Gabite, we can beat it with this. We have the Kebia Berry just in case he runs the Poison Jab. So, you know, we can eat a Poison Jab and just Moonblast him and send him to another dimension. Because he can't run the Eviolite, so Moonblast will actually KO. Because we have pretty high special attack for a mon that is not usually meant to be offensive. Wish and Aromatherapy to keep health up on this mon / pass into others, as well as having the Aromatherapy to get rid of any status that might be spread to our team. We're going to try to be very careful with that. And then we have the HP Fire, because this hits the Vulpix and the Alolan Sandshrew. And I don't think... Alolan Sandshrew is not much slower than me, so like, if it has Gyro Ball, we can't break through me. And it doesn't and like overall its steel stab isn't the great. Like it has Iron Head, but I can probably take one Iron Head if he's not banded. So we'll have to again scout his set and see what we can do. But if we can HP fire that, that'd be great. And yeah, that's all we need to know about our Floette here. Pretty great Mon. Next up, we are bringing our Choice Scarfed Reckless Staravia once again. It's just too good to not be Scarfed. I don't know what to tell you. We're actually bringing in Adamant this week. We're running just enough speed to outspeed pretty much everything on his team. I think this outspeeds max speed base 65s, which pretty much covers our bases on everything. The only mons that this doesn't outspeed are Gabite and Magikarp. And if he's bringing a Scarf Magikarp, or kudos to him, if he's bringing a Scarf Gabite, we can easier deal with it. So, because we have 2 ground immunities on our team this week, as well as having 2 amazing physical walls that just shut down. Actually, technically 3, but 2 that really shut him down. So, being Adamant this week is going to be really, really nice. Or, not Adamant, we are actually naughty, because... naughty. Because we did want to run the Heat Wave. Because if we can stall out his Hail, this thing, I can get this thing in. Or he might want to... A scenario I can potentially see happening is we have Staravia in, and he sees the opportunity to just bring in his Sandshrew, and we can just click Heat Wave and bye-bye Sandshrew. It could be a situation that takes place. I have it as just an option because neither of my stabs can touch it. So we have the Heat Wave just in case. But for everything else on his team, literally everything else, we click Brave Bird. And for the Luxio, if it tries to switch in, we click the Double Edge 100% of the time. If there is a Luxio, we're clicking... If there is Luxio and Sandshrew, we just have to click U-turn and scout what his regular switch in would be to us. And we'll see how that goes from there. But that's... Staravia, again, puts on a lot of offensive pressure against him this week. So hopefully we can do that. Next we have Nappy Angst, our ultimate destroyer in the form of Haunter. We're running Shadow Ball, Sludge Wave, Psychic, HP Ice with the Psychium Z. We're running just enough speed to outspeed the Gabite, so unless he's a Scarf Gabite, we will outspeed it and the entirety of his team. Max Special Attack, and then we just threw the rest into our HP for some bulk. Shadow Ball and Sludge Wave pretty much just touch and hurt and tear through everything on his team, which is nice. We do have the Psychic because we're facing another Speed Boost Mon, and we have the potential to do massive damage to it if it tries to protect on us. So if/when our opponent this week goes into their Combuskin, like if something goes down and they go into their Combuskin on our Haunter, we just Psychium Z it immediately. Because it can be threatening to us. It can definitely do a number to our team if we let it get going. But, so we have that. We're going to Psychium Z the dick off this Combuskin. We will not click Psychium Z on the Stuffle or the Mienfoo. I refuse to do so. We will not do it. I refuse. We will beat it other ways. We will not click this on other mons besides the Combuskin. This is only for the Combuskin. If Combuskin for some reason does not come, then we can click it on Mienfoo or the Stuffle. No big deal. I'm not opposed to doing that. But yeah. Well, last we have the HP Ice, and HP Ice just straight one-shots the Gabite. Just straight one-shots it. I mean, he can bring Yachi, and that's fine. If he brings Yachi, kudos to him. He lives. But other than that, HP Ice just one-shots him, which is nice. Which is really, really nice. I want to one-shot it. But Hunter can put in a lot of work this week. I'm really hoping it gets a chance to. Because, you know, we got Staravia and Floette heading towards the top of the kill leaders. But we haven't had our good buddy Haunter do too much work in this league so far. So really looking forward to trying to get that to happen. Currently Floette and Staravia are sitting at 5th and 7th place in the top of the kill leaders. Floette sitting at a nice clean 5-1, which is super dope. So that's really, really cool. But yeah, we got that going for us. So hopefully Haunter can tear through his team. And then our last mon finally making his debut. I'm so happy I get to do this. It's your boy Shroomish. One Up is here. One Up is finally here. We are obviously fully physically defensive here with the Eviolite. And the reasons for this mon being brought this week are as follows. Reason one. Reason one is obviously the Luxio. Unless he brings a special variant, but that's also not that big of a deal because I don't think he gets any special fire coverage or anything like that. That thing can be annoying, but this thing can eat a hit from it pretty easily. Reason 2, Totodile. This thing can actually beat a Dragon Dance Totodile. This thing can actually come in, eat an Ice Beam, or Ice Punch, and Spore it, put it to sleep, and then just Seed Bomb and break through it. Like, this thing's so much bulkier than you would expect. We have the Drain Punch because something that I could see him maybe switching into this, or trying to switch into this, could be something along the lines of like Vulpix or Sandshrew, and I want to hit those with a Drain Punch. Would be really hilarious if I could. But we can just Spore pretty much anything. He actually has no Grass type on his team, so if we hit the field, we can literally just click Spore. Like, in front of whatever mon we want, we can click, besides Combuskin and Charmander and Starly. We won't do that. But for the most part, we can just click Spore, and something goes to take a nap. And then we can capitalize off of that. We also do have Synthesis. We're going to have to be careful with the Synthesis, because they do have the Hail, which will lessen the amount of HP we get back from that. But I think we should be fine overall between Drain Punch and Synthesis. I think we should have more than enough recovery for our boy Shroomish here. But I'm just excited I get to bring Shroomish this week. It's going to be really hype. But that's going to be all for now, though. We're going to hop right into the battle, so let's get to it. Woo! Alright, guys, we are here for our Week 6 matchup here in the EBL against DX Pokemon and the Menlow Magbys. You can see, obviously, you just watched our team builder. He brought the Gabite, the Totodile, the Combuskin, the Mienfoo, the Stuffle, and the Luxio. So it's looking like it's looking pretty good for Haunter. Haunter can do some decent work. Staravia has an excellent matchup, can literally tear through 90% of his team, and Slowpoke can pretty much wall off everything here except Luxio, if it's special. So that's good to know. We have definitely a very good matchup here. But let's get into this and we'll show you how this thing went. So we lead off with Slowpoke here as he leads with his Mienfoo. He's just going to fake out turn 1 and reveal that he is Life Orbed, which is perfectly fine with me. I will take all that Life Orb chip. He's going to go go ahead and U-turn out on me, which is fine. Assuming he's more than likely regen at this point. So I go for a Psychic here. I'm going to get damage off of this Luxio and reveal that it is, in fact, Guts with the Life Orb, or Guts with the Flame Orb. I do get the Spadef drop as well, which is really cool. So what I do here is I'm going to switch out now to my physically defensive Shroomish, because I'm figuring he's going to go for the Electric type move, and I can just eat that up. And he's going to get the Burn Chip. He's going to go for Ice Fang here. Super effective, that's not too big deal. I just wanted to Synthesis to Scout, get myself back up to a decent amount of HP. That's crit number 1. He's going to crit me that time. That's fine. That's no big deal. I can still Synthesis off this damage. No problem. He's going to give me a second crit, and then he flinches me. As if Shroomish totally wasn't potentially important in this matchup at all. Not like that mattered. Totally not like that mattered at all. Shroomish totally was not important in this match. Even slightly. Shroomish could not have done anything in this matchup whatsoever against any of his team. It's totally like this thing doesn't just, you know, having Spore isn't just super important and would have been really, really nice to have. But no, I get crit flinched, double crit, then flinched, and then the Wild Charge is going to be able to take me out. But he's down extremely low now, so I'm just going to go out into my Haunter and go for a Sludge Wave and kill him. Now, this is kind of a misplay, but kind of not. So I'm in here against this Stuffle, right? And I'm calcing it, and it's looking like he can't really kill me, because this is potentially one of his EV Light users, so I figured this is going to be kind of bulky, or he's going to build it kind of bulky based upon my team. So I'm just going to go straight for the regular Psychic, because I want to save my Z Psychic for potentially Mienfoo or Combuskin if it wants to try to set up a Protect in front of me, so I can really, really nuke those things. So I go for the regular Psychic. I calculated after he gave me his spread afterwards. It's max HP. It's just max HP, no EV Light. This was a coin flip. It was literally a 50% chance down the center to kill this thing from full. Of course, I land on the wrong side of the coin. And now he's going to go ahead and go for his Zen Headbutt and Oko me. Again, another thing that I didn't expect to happen. Turns out he's banded. Adamant banded Stuffle. Just Okos my fucking Haunter, which is a massive offensive threat against his team that should not have been killed here if I'd gotten the right side of the coin flip. But unfortunately, we're fucked. So I'm just going to go out to Graceland here and go for the U-turn, kill this thing off, because it's the best possible play. And we're going to go out to our Slowpoke on this incoming Mienfoo, and we're going to be good to go. So I'm going to actually hard switch out to Staravia, expecting the fake out, and he crits me again. By the way, he's definitely not regen at this point, so it's good to see. He's not regen at all, so good to know. I don't remember what his other abilities are, but he's not regen, which is nice. Now, I didn't think this crit mattered as much, because I'm like, alright, I'm just going to click Brave Bird and kill something. No big deal, right? And then maybe, you know, save it for later. Guess what? It matters. Watch. He goes up to his Gabite here. Brave Bird kills, but because of the rough skin and the recoil, I'm going to die as well. I needed that Staravia for this game. I needed that Staravia for 2 of his 3 remaining Mons past the Gabite. If I had not been crit, I would have lived after that and been perfectly fine and safe. But no. Of course he has to get that crit on the fake out and kill me. Bullshit. Bullshit, bullshit, bullshit. That is now 4 instances of pure hacks that have screwed me in this match. 4 instances of pure hacks. We are on a roll. So I'm going to go out to Slowpoke here. As he's going to set up an SD with his Totodile, I'm just going to paralyze him, because I feel like that's my best bet. I'm a Psychic, just to get some damage. He's going to go for the Crunch here. Does not get the defense drop. I decided actually to swap into my Pignite here, which is safe. I do take that Crunch, but he's going to get a crit Aqua Jet. He's going to kill me. I don't know what his spread is. He's not Life Orb or anything, so I don't know if that could have killed me. Without, it might have. But the crit definitely sucked, regardless. It's just like adding salt into the wounds. So, it's whatever. Yeah, we're just going to go into our Floet here. Sorry if you hear that in the background. We have, I'm working my desk shift now, so I just had some people head outside to grab a smoke, so it's all good. But going to my Floet here, I kind of have to at this point. I'm going to go for a Wish. He's going to get fully paired, which is great. I'm going to go for a Moonblast on the following turn, and I'm going to get a special attack drop. It doesn't matter because he's going to not get fully paired, and he's going to just kill me with Waterfall. Again, this match just went all downhill so fast that there was just no preserving and saving it at this point. In hindsight, I probably should have just gone for another Psychic onto the Totodile before taking the second Crunch, because I would have taken another Crunch, but I decided not to, and like put it down in range of where the Moonblast would just straight up kill. So I wouldn't have had to waste my Floet. But at this point, it's Slowpoke versus the world. There's no saving this match. So he's going to go down. He's going to go out to the Mienfoo here. And I should have just gone straight for the Psychic on either of these plays. I don't think it mattered at this point. I think I was screwed no matter what. He's going to knock off my EBL, and I'm just going to slack off, try to heal off that damage. Knockoff is still going to be doing right around 42% now, even without my EBL. I'm going to paralyze him on this turn, but it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter at all because he crits me. So he kills, and he needed the crit to kill me because the 42.1% was the max roll for Life Orb Mienfoo against my Slowpoke. So, of course, he crits, kills me. Congratulations. Congratulations, you got a free win due to hacks. Good for you. Shoutouts to DX Pokemon. You're doing great, buddy. But that put us in a really rough spot to where we're essentially we have to win our next matchup against the Ohio Victinies. We have to win this or we can't make playoffs. Because we're down to pretty much in like a tie record-wise with like two other teams. It's just a matter of differential at this point. I do know at this point, one of the teams ahead of me did lose their match, so as long as I can win my match, I'm guaranteed playoffs. But that means I have to win. Or if I lose the match, I have to make sure that my differential is still higher than his. So, fingers crossed that we can pull it off. This loss really had me pissed off and just created a big spiral of events that's really, really sucked Pokemon-wise the past several days. So, yeah, we're in a slump, but hopefully we'll bounce back next week against the Ohio Victinies and pick up a fresh, clean W. But that'll be all for now. If you guys enjoyed, make sure to leave a like down below and subscribe if you haven't already. But until next time, I'm PokePrimer, signing off. Peace.